sitting like here, but on that side. And it was packed. And it was about a little bit after halftime, the Coke tasted funny. It just tasted like if you got a penny and it was tarnished and you put it in your mouth, kind of.
It was my stomach that was hurting. It was like really, really bad cramping in your stomach.
And then once they start yelling out, it's in the Coke, it's in the Coke.
Don't drink the sodas, don't drink the sodas.
I really drank it. Drank it, right.
And then they announced it over the PA, don't drink the Coke, it's poison.
That's when it just spread out. After they made the announcement, it just spread like a wave. Everybody.
I was already feeling sick, and that's when I passed out.
I was taking him to the ambulance, and then I started getting dizzy.
Falling down the stairs or rolling down the bleacher.
It was so many people.
What the heck's going on here?
So, our incident. An epidemic occurred over a 10 to 12 hour period because of a suspected toxic gas leak. There were over 1,800 men evacuated. No significant levels of toxic gas were found. So this was a group of able-bodied men that had worried themselves sick. If a recruit witnessed someone else having CPR performed on them, they were 3 times as likely to report a symptom. We can extrapolate a formula. Number 1, sensation. In this case, the area brush fires, causing problems with air quality.
The Coke tasted funny. It tasted like if you got a penny and it was tarnished and you put it in your mouth, kind of. Back then, the syrup and then the carbonation tanks was copper. It's a distinct taste that just doesn't go away from you.
Secondly, there is a paranoia. There's stress and speculation. At the same time those wildfires are burning, there were toxic chlorine gas leaks leading to evacuations.
Yeah, they had that Tylenol, yes, we had the Tylenol scare where people were going into the stores fooling with the Tylenol.
A second batch of poisoned capsules are found before they can kill, and investigators don't know if any more are out there.
And finally, the system that this is occurring in is a closed system. There's a feedback loop happening.
In the middle of the night, they all rounded us up and gave us masks, and then it kind of snowballed from there.
That's when it just spread out. After they made the announcement, it just spread like a wave. Everybody.
And I'll take any questions.
We have an update tonight on the mysterious attacks targeting American diplomats in Cuba.
Some Americans suffer traumatic brain injuries and
high-frequency unilateral hearing loss.
The most likely explanation, directed radio frequency energy attack.
I thought, wow, this is really strange and interesting. Wonder what's going on here. Then I got the paper to review all of the reports that there were these MRI abnormalities documenting that they had brain damage were just false. The same thing with hearing.
Our standard clinical hearing test did not reveal hearing loss, except in 2 individuals who were determined to have had a pre-existing hearing loss.
We have no objective measures of what the syndrome is.
They were very upset and jumpy and trouble paying attention.
To understand that and mimic that, a group would have to get together. You have to think of some big conspiracy that they research it, practice it, and uniformly convince everybody they have this syndrome.
They wouldn't need to get together. This is in mass psychogenic illness. People don't get together and plan how they're going to have the symptoms. And these are normal people where there's a lot of stress.
Their nights at home interrupted by a piercing noise coming from their backyard.
I'll just play it for you so you can hear.
And there was extensive evaluation of these recordings, and the conclusion was that they best fit with it being insects, particularly crickets.
There is a long pattern of Cuban harassment of U.S. diplomats stationed in Havana.
And they hear from reliable sources.
And he told me about this thing that was going on with the American embassy. He gave me the specifics of what to look for.
And then, of course, we start hearing about it in other embassies, first in China, Actually, first it was Uzbekistan.
The U.S. Embassy in Tashkent, Uzbekistan, reported what may have been an acoustic attack.
At least 15 American officials in China
attacked right here in.
I think it was all mental.
It started a mass hysteria.
Mass hysteria.
The human brain is flawed. We know that. It is a flawed computer. Beliefs beyond facts. Our brains are, set to go on beliefs very often and ignore facts.